Of the evolutionary tree. Meanwhile, creationists understand the many differences to be evidence that we belong on entirely separate trees. But the greatest distinction between apes and humans is that men and women are made in the image of God, and were created by God to rule over the ape kind and all other animals. All scientists study the same evidence, but their starting points lead them to reach different conclusions about the world around us. Perhaps nowhere is this more recognizable than in the fields of biology and anthropology. Evolutionists believe that life arose from non-living matter. Eventually, over billions of years, all life on this planet, all the bacteria, plants, and animals, evolved from a common ancestor. While images of these evolutionary trees are quite common, it's important to realize that the
of every tree of the garden you may eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it, for in the day that you eat thereof you shall surely every bird of the air to Adam, to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. The Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had created. And the Lord God brought every beast of the field and every bird of the air to Adam, to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make a helper before him. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there the Lord God The Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make a helper fit for him." And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he took one of his ribs and made it into a woman, and brought her to the man. And Adam said, "She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man." And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. The Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make a helper for him." And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he took one of his ribs and made it into a woman, and brought her to the man. And Adam said, "She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of the man." And they were both naked, the man and his wife. The Lord God commanded the man, saying, "Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge."
Picture that to be an arm. Then there's one, then on the other side, then right side, carved into the bark.
I'm not seeing it.
So pretend this bottom limb is an arm. That arm goes up, and right between that limb and the one on the other side. Trunk of the tree. Jesus' head and face.
I see the tree.
So you see where that bottom limb meets the trunk? Right here. Or see the snake?
Yeah, I see the snake.
Then go down to the next limb. And then right opposite that bottom limb.
Tell him.
All right. See this bottom limb that goes up? And there's one on the other side going out? Yeah. Picture those two arms. Oh, wow. Right in the middle.
This was the first blood sacrifice. But an animal's death can only cover sin. It cannot pay for the sins of humans. This first sacrifice was a picture of the permanent solution that God would provide in sending the Son of God to be the ultimate sacrifice for us. In the process of time, Cain brought of the fruit of the ground and offering to the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstlings of his flock's offering, but he had not respected Cain and Abel. Every time Cain was a man, Cain rose up against Abel his brother and killed him. The Lord God drove out the man from the Garden of Eden. Adam was forced to grow food by the sweat of his brow, and he knew his wife, and Eve conceived and bore Cain. She again bore his brother Abel. In the process of time, Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering to the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of their fat. And the Lord had respect to Abel and to his offering, but he had not respect to Cain and to his offering. And Cain was very angry, and Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. ואלוהים גירש את האדם מגן עדן. The Lord God drove out the man from the Garden of Eden. Adam was forced to go free by the sweat of his brow, and he knew his wife, and Eve conceived and bore Cain. She again bore his brother Abel. In the process of time, Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering to the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of their fat. And the Lord had respect to Abel and to his offering, but he had not respect to Cain and to his offering. And Cain was very angry, and Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. ואלוהים גירש את האדם מגן עדן.
You know, the one who killed his brother Abel. Through the line of Cain came industry, metalworking, music, art. But along the way, they forgot all about God and just chose to live their own way. Years ago, God spoke to my grandson, Noah, and warned him that he would send a flood to destroy every living thing that moves on the face of the earth. God told Noah to build a great ship, an ark, and you know what?
What a fool Noah is. Why does he believe in the word of his God? We've been working on this boat for years, and not a drop of water. Talk about it, God, is ridiculous. Every day, the same. He's a religious fanatic.
You need to have a look at that machine twice. Make sure the treatment was done as intended. Yes, Mama. It's time to open the...
And his family gave thanks and offered sacrifices to God for preserving them. God told Noah to go.
details in this little specimen. Strange. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, that's right.
Don't get too close to the point.
Ah, good choice. Purpose of insects. Do you like insects? Well, most people don't. If you could just snap your fingers and all the bugs in the world would just disappear. Come on, tell the truth. You would do it, wouldn't you? But if you did, let me tell you, you would soon regret it. So why, might you ask, did God make all these creepy insects in the first place? Well, there are actually many different types of insects that do many different things. So it would take all day to answer that question fully. So instead, let's just imagine what our world would be like without insects. You know, if some of you got your wish and they all just disappeared. First of all, we would all live in a much smellier world. It's true. Ever stepped on a cow patty? Or how about a doggy doodle in the yard? Well, if we didn't have insects like dung beetles that bury it, eat it, and recycle that smelly stuff, it would just pile up. See? They're designed to do what they do. But we're not just talking about dung here. Have you ever come across a dead animal with flies buzzing about it? Well, those flies lay their eggs in those gross dead animal carcasses, and then the eggs hatch, and their larvae, also called maggots, make the decaying animal carcass disappear. It's disgusting, I know. But since sin brought death and decay into the world, those insects are now God's janitors and recyclers, doing the dirty work that must be done. That's very important. But insects also have many more purposes, even than this. See, if there were no insects, we would all be extremely hungry. That's right. You see, much of our food comes directly or indirectly from plants. And most crops are pollinated by, you guessed it, insects. But insects don't just provide food for humans. In this post-fall world, they themselves are also a primary food source for many animals, such as some varieties of birds. So without insects, humans and many animals would be in big trouble, wouldn't they? So, as you can see, a world without insects is not all it's cracked up to be. God, in his infinite wisdom, knew what he was doing when he made these amazing creatures. We can thank him for all of his creation, even for the things we think are gross. What else would you like to learn about? Scorpions, a most fascinating armored spectacle. They're quite impressive, aren't they? Even though they're not insects. Yet I do still love these magnificent creatures. Do you know how you can tell they're not insects? Why, just count the legs. You may not know this, but all insects have 6 legs. And as you can see, scorpions have 8 legs. Ooh, that might remind you of some other creepy crawlies, like those oft-despised spiders. Have you ever heard of arachnophobia? That's the fear of spiders. And because the scorpion has 8 legs like the spider, it belongs to the same group as spiders, the arachnids. So track with me here, or it can get a bit confusing. The arachnids and the insects both belong to a larger group of animals called arthropods. Oh, what a neat name. The arthropod group includes your lobsters, crabs, shrimp, scampi, popcorn shrimp, coconut shrimp. Is it time to eat yet? Oh, sorry. Then you have the insects and the arachnids, which are also arthropods, but are probably not on the lunch menu around here. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, the scorpion. You are probably familiar with the scorpion's ferocious stinging tail, right? But do you know what is especially surprising about scorpions? Well, watch closely and I'll show you. You won't want to miss this. Do you see it? Under the black light, they glow. Then, to add some extra bling, my friend Gary, who made this stunning display, added in fluorescent rocks. The combination is simply astounding, don't you think? So, remember, insects have 6 legs and arachnids have 8 legs. And if you're ever out in the desert at night, don't be afraid. Just carry a black light flashlight with you. Just another often unseen way God adds some extra wow factor to his creation. Wasn't that neat? Would you like to choose another? Just select a topic from the monitor below. What are you?
So it is hardly surprising that the world is filled with legends of heroes like St. George and their encounter with mighty beasts.
Josh and Deanna, hold on a second, please.
This is where Triceratops team is working right now. Bones of Triceratops.
Here we have the skeleton of Triceratops, which is a famous rival to the Tyrannosaurus rex. It is a horned or ceratopsian dinosaur. Here we have a little guy called Gigantosauros, and that means different toothed lizard because they actually have 3 different types of teeth in their mouth, whereas most dinosaurs only had 1. Stegosaurus are probably all familiar with him. It's actually my second favorite dinosaur in all my life. I love Stegosaurus. And some of the really unique traits about this guy certainly for display and being able to